What's up, y'all? This is Jeffery at Jeffery TV, coming to you live on Memorex on this beautiful Wednesday. Default location, alternate route. I'm coming out of the rabbit hole. I'm not sure if I should call it a rabbit hole, because it seems to me rabbit hole kind of involves some kind of adventure or journey or like experience. This is just me coming out of 2 days of nothing. I think I talked to only one other person the last 2 days, and I wasn't even talking. That was through text. Ain't washed, ain't showered. I think not sure if I brushed my teeth in there. Smoking way too many Black and Milds, sleeping way too much. But I did finish the first season of Andor. Andor on Disney, damn good. I like it. And I'm looking at it, and the set, and the spacecrafts, and the whole setting and everything, it's just so rich and beautiful. I'm like, either they AI or what's it, graphic CGI or whatever is really, really good. Because, you know, the costumes and the settings and the spaceships and oh, it's just good. I was loving it. Anyhow, and I also had to check to see when the last time I talked to y'all like this, or I talked to myself like this, or I just talk like this. And it was May 2nd. And I'm like, what day was May 2nd? Today is May 7th, so that was 5 days ago. And that was after the LA show. And I'm like, did I talk about the LA show? What happened at the LA show? I'm talking about Peep Funk, of course. I'm talking about my 7 Peep Funk shows in 10 days tour. It was a good tour. It was good. I was energized. Usually towards the end, I'm kind of worn down. And the last show in Pachanga, after driving from Vegas, and I didn't have a front row seat, which was probably good because I was probably a little bit fatigued. It's good. People got me up. Saw Eris Wilson and Tally and a few other people. They got my spirits up a little bit. Not that my spirits were down, they were just flat. After all, after seeing all these shows. And the Pachanga show, big giant, huge auditorium, seats. You should have seen these seats. The front row seats was like a module. I'm like, this is set up for a theater or a play or something. Because it was only like 12 of them. Like, it was like 2 rows, or maybe 12 seats. Nicely spread apart, super comfortable seats. Oh my God, I sat in that seat, it was so damn comfortable. But I'm like, not for a Peep Funk show, not for, what was going on. But then, I guess it fit the setting. Because as I was sitting in there in the Pachanga, they're showing the acts that, come to the casino. And it was like the Shalimars and, the polished commercial acts. I guess it's commercial, it's Peep Funk commercial. I mean, you know what I mean, so it's kind of polished, nice acts. They probably play to a track. Everything is all nice, pristine, sound just like the record. Talk to the audience and engage with them, tell them, be nice to them, say funny things, banter, and all that, They're probably used to that kind of act. Which would explain, which seemed to have been a large disapproval of the George Clinton Parliament Funkadelic show. I get it the way I want it. Peep Funk people get it the way they like it. I can say the way they want it, but we know what we know what to expect. We're looking forward to that kind of quote unquote jam band kind of rock out thing. Basically, the song that got this crowd jumping and doing the most was Jump and I'd Rather Be With You. And at the end, according to what I overheard, Because I overheard somebody say, oh my God, people talk about this was terrible. People were leaving. And I've heard that before. This has happened before. This ain't the first time. You know, this has been happening for years. Because they come to expect one thing and they get another. And being down front row, you know, the people down there, whole different universe. Whole different universe. We know what we're there for. We know what to expect. You feel the energy, the intensity. That's what it's about. Maybe farther back, you know, the sound is a little different. One thing I think I noticed is when you're up front, you can hear the speakers, the musician speakers. You can hear Michael Handel's guitar amp. You can hear Elijah's amp on top of the house speakers. But you may get less vocal. Because I kind of noticed, oh, back here, I can hear Brandy. And I swore I heard Tanisha. But, oh, speaking of Tanisha, she was getting it. Yeah, I don't know. She was doing a little bit extra in Pachanga. Just a little extra like twitch or jump or extra shake or extra beat. I was like, go ahead, girl, I guess. And I didn't want to say, you can do it if you want to, huh? I didn't want to put it that way, but I was like, she was doing some little, really subtle nuance, extra rhythms on there. I was like, whoa, I seen that. And I'm talking about like just a little extra leg twitch on the turn or like a little shake or move or something. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And of course, Brandy, you know, can't talk about one without talking about the other. Brandy is always solid. Yeah, I guess I don't talk, she almost becoming part of the woodwork where her show is just solid and she come out doing what she do. And starting to take ownership or whatever. You can see her starting to step up, more confident, whatever. Really good with the crowd afterwards. You know, pushing her product or whatever she doing. Just, you know, that kind of flavor. But then again, you barely hear her. And then at the end, when she say, all right, y'all, you can hear that really super clear, but you can't hear her singing. And I always question that. I always question that. I'm like, if I can hear you when you talk real clear, how come I can't hear you sing real clear? And then I think the one time I did hear her sing it, it was beautiful. It was energetic. It was inspiring. It was everything. I was like, well, not everything, but you know what I mean. It was really cool. But anyway, of course, everybody else saw it. And since I'm jumping around, I think it was that Vegas show. And I think it might have been one of Elijah, Mr. Curry and Mr. Hampton's cousins I was talking to Lisa and Wendy. No, not the Prince, Lisa and Wendy. And I was like, wow, like you Negroes travel, huh? She said, what do you mean? Yeah, we travel. I said, you know, doggone well. Hey, move over and slow down. I was like, you know, Negroes don't go nowhere, but they be traveling. I be seeing them in New Orleans and Vegas. I'm like, y'all be getting out of here, huh? She said, yeah, it was good seeing. I remember the first time I met him at the Funketeers Ball. We just hit it off. They at the bar, being all Cleveland. And I came in there with my Youngstown. And it just took off from there. We just had a good time going at it, talking shit. I hadn't talked more shit. I hadn't talked, up to that point, I hadn't talked that much shit in decades. And it was lovely. But anyway, one of them or somebody in that group said, you know, the fact that they didn't play Maggot Brain. You know, the fact that they didn't play Maggot Brain, that was noticed in Vegas. They said, Elijah's bass, if he mess up, everybody gonna know it. He's like, and I've said before, Mr. Kirby playing that bass, quote unquote, perfectly, whatever perfectly means. Because if he mess up, the whole world knows it. And you just hear, especially on Peep Funk, doom, 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 on that long ass, slow, boring ass song. I don't know why that's in there anymore. Sorry, I take that back. I didn't mean to put it that way, but it is kind of long. And it kind of really became evident at the Pachanga show that this crowd wasn't ready for that. You know, they're ready for the hits. They want to get up. They want to dance. They want to party. They want to hear their favorites. And they want to hear their favorite sound just like the record, just like they remember them. which don't happen no more. So when they do hear a song they like, you know, they get up and they're like, ah, you know. But to hear Mr. Curry play that and to hear that long ass Peep Funk, I knew the crowd was done. I was like, crowd ain't gonna like this a lot. They ain't gonna like this hardly any, in fact. And so I was in my chair, so I sat down. And it was nice for me. So I just vibed out, closed my eyes and was able to sit and relax, as opposed to being in the front row, you know, where you gotta stand up and whatever. So I was just able just to relax my body and just go with it. And just hear doom, 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 and just hear him. And it's not that I be waiting for him to mess up or miss a note, because if he misses a note, I'm riding on that. It's like my soul and my vibe and energy is just resting on that. And any disruption in that is gonna jolt me. And I never got it. It might be because of that extra drum hit on the drum pad that Benzil still got in there. That little extra in there. But I will say this about the drum pad. There's a couple of times where I guess they had a crash or a clap. He had a crash or a clap on it and it worked. There was a couple of times where it fit right in to like Knee Deep or One Nation or Tommy Dawn, one of those, you know, kind of, you know, more commercial songs that has that kind of clap in it. You know, definitely shouldn't hear none of that shit in Funkadelic records. Now, I know you're gonna say One Nation is Funkadelic, and I'll beg to differ. Funkadelic ain't never had no hit. Every hit Funkadelic had was a Parliament song. But anyway, I digress. You know, to hear that kind of commercially funk with the clap, you know, a couple of times it fit right in there nicely. You know, I don't know if it got to be in the right key or at the right volume or if it would be too loud or whatever. But a couple of times I was like, yeah. But that little that still bugs me. But anyway, I think I told him about it too. Every time I see him, I say, who signed off on that damn drum pad? Oh, I think in Oakland. Now, you know, I got to talk to him, ask him, yeah, he's been playing for 14 years and it don't seem like it. That's how solid he is. That's how solid he's been. He's been playing 14 years and it goes unnoticed because he's just doing his job. Mr. Thomas again gonna pass out, doing them notes. And now, when he be doing his, he be walking back and forth across the stage. He can go on one side and still be, and walk across the stage going, I'm like, man. And then at the end, he hit that high, whee! I like to look at his face afterwards. And Mr. Boyer, Kevin Oliver's sound. It's good when he comes out on that Peep Funk. Starting it off, the solos. Or to hear his guitar. And to hear Mr. Monk, I have to play Maggot Brain in that big ass Pachanga place from far back. From back in the balcony. It really wasn't a balcony, it was just a walkway. And then the next level, it's like almost on the same level, just a walkway. To hear his guitar and a room that size back away from it, it was good. It was good. It was real good. And I was like, uh-oh, they starting the music and he ain't nowhere to be found. And then you see him come out. And it was interesting because you see him, you know, come out like after the song started. But I think Kevin Oliver plays the first part. Or is that Knee Deep? Oh, that's Knee Deep. Knee Deep, Kevin Oliver plays the first part of Knee Deep. I think one time they both played it. And then Mr. Hamilton plays the solo on Knee Deep. But, you know, they start and Mr. Clinton kind of cut it short, I think. You know, I think you know how Mr. Josian does his intro thing? Like I said, this crowd wasn't for that. This was not the crowd for all that. They didn't give a damn about them songs. They don't know them songs. So I think it cut it short. They started. And you see Mr. Hampton come walk around the corner with his guitar. And the thing is, he plugged it in and started to play. No fidgeting around. I said on the video, he said, uh-oh. I said, Mr. Hampton up to his antics again. I said, he coming in late on purpose. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but I was in the moment I said that. Because you'll never see him come out, plug in and not fidget with something. In all my years, I've seen Mr. Hampton come on stage. He always got a fidget with something. Remember he used to wear that like doctor's light on his head? People probably thought that was a costume. I was like, nope, because he a guitar technician. And I revel in it, and I love it because that sound is the sound of the funkadelic that I grew up on. So when he came out, around that speaker, he just plugged in and it was beautiful, it was perfect. And I knew it. I said, he up to his antics. Why? I said, every time he do something, when he cutting up and he just animated or whatever, it's always good. Showing up, that from that first note, the sound of it and where he hit it and how he bent it, I was like, yep, told you. he went, and by the time he did the dance part, I was like, yep, watch this. Oh God, it was good. It was so good. Like as opposed to Oakland when the sound was bad, he just played anything he wanted. And again, I'm not complaining about that. It was an experience. It was something that I wasn't used to, and it was nice to see him not take liberty. I just like saying take liberty because I think it's cool to say take liberties with. But for him to play it, whatever solo that was he played, because it wasn't knee deep, but it was on knee deep. But either way, I liked it. I'm just saying it was good. It was good to hear. And hell, the video got a lot of views too. So, but the whole band, I mean, y'all miss anybody? Trey Luke, of course, doing what he do in the back, coming out rapping. Oh, did I say something about Sativa coming out, doing something, staking I want some? She's still the same. I mean, I'm saying that kind of just in a generalized over the top way, but she still got that thing, that kind of like a hard, not a hard, it's like a hardness to it, toughness. That's a toughness to it with her cute ass self. Talk about them George Clinton jeans. Jesus H. Christ. That mouth and that smile. Jesus Christ, the mouth, that chocolate brown. Because I thought she was Tanisha's mother. I thought they was like twins. I was like, oh my God. That's how strong them jeans is. Like my granddaughter. We knew. From his father's side of the family, we knew our jeans didn't stand a chance. We knew pretty as much what that baby was going to come out looking like. And sure enough, she looked just like her father and all them damn Taylors. And see, because I remember the Taylors from when I was growing up. In fact, I'm going to tell the story. It was at the wedding. I came to the wedding. They was getting married. I had to walk my daughter down the aisle and, all that, dressed. They had rehearsals, the whole, thing, church and everything. And so I get there and I'm just standing outside talking. And this dude come up to me. He goes, Jeff. I said, hey, man. And I looked and I remembered him, but I didn't remember him. And I was like, Anthony? Taylor? We used to go to church with them 20 years ago. I knew his father way back, and his uncle and his aunt. They used to go to our church and we used to, give them rides, and they used to sing. They was always talented and singing, and playing that damn tambourine like you ain't never seen, and singing and preaching. They was them kind of people. And I remember I'm at the wedding, get ready to do the wedding thing. And he come walking through and say, hey, I was like, oh my God, you? I was like, you is Cal's father? What? And it kind of blew me away. And then, because all of them look alike. All of them got that look. Their genes is just so strong. As soon as I got through it, I ran away from everybody. I called my sister. Lord, guess who Cal's father is? Oh my God. Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool. And I can go into something deeper about the whole differences in cultures and people and demographics and social classes and economics. But to cut it short, the kind of people the Taylors are fits very well, maybe, with the way, the kind of people that the Mitchells are. Like, I don't see two people like the Mitchells getting together. I don't see two people like the Taylors getting together. Just somebody has to be, you know, not aggressive, but not leader, but, you know, the director, whatever. And some people are just naturally accommodators, not followers, but, you know, they have no problem, you know, with assisting or helping out. And as it stands now, he's like the best father in the world. Not better than mine, but because I had the best. Mine's might have been, well, he may be a little bit too soft, too good, too nice, but he's just so good with her. Like Kimmy said, we don't even worry about her when she's with him, because believe me, you do that. I don't give a damn who it is, who has that child. People will worry about, you know, because she said she don't worry. He's just good with her. You're gonna see how he is with her. And we Mitchells probably don't have that. Proudly don't have it. So, and them two together, my daughter and him, they seem to work together because my daughter is not bossy. She's mean and bossy. And you know, it's like she got the Mitchell mentality, but got the Brody Short temperament on top of it. So it's just, she got it bad. She got it bad. But anyhow, talk about genes and how them Clintons, and then I thought about it. Mr. Tracy L. Clinton looked like him. You know, if you look and see that look and stuff. Anyway, seeing her still cute, doing her little tough, hard style of rap. Don't blaze the shit, I can't stand the smell of it. And she was working the merch table. I was like, oh, they got the CEOs out here working the merch table. And she smiled with that big, just, pretty ain't the word for it, just consuming, just enchanting smile, all them teeth and her eyes, and oh my God. Because I remember her growing up, remember? I watched her, she was like little. Remember that and stuff. So, her and Jason out there working. But anyway, you know, that was nice to see. And met a lady from Tokyo who obviously had full access to everything. She was running around all over the stage. One time I see her walk across the stage doing the show, shooting video with her phone. I guess I introduced us to the LA Magazine. She went to be the LA Magazine. She's a producer. So I guess she wanted to, you know, from Japan. She's a producer, so, you know, in Japan, I don't want to say Japanese, Japan, but whatever. In Japan, they appreciate the culture, the music, a lot differently than here. Not a lot differently, but it's a little bit more intense. In Europe, they love funk over there. In fact, oh, my bad. And then y'all gotta go beep beep or something. And so, you know, over there, Remember, Maceo used to tour over there all the time. A lot of people say, yeah, you go to Europe, we get booked up and down the street. You know, over here it's different, so. Europe was a different thing, so she was, met her, because I had met her in Ventura backstage. She was talking, she said, I don't understand English too fast. And I was like, don't worry about it, I didn't say nothing anyway. Yeah, I meant it, it was true. And then I met her again and we introduced them. You know, stuff like that. Mr. Payne, of course. Mr. Payne was wearing glasses. Mr. Payne was wearing glasses. And not no cool glasses either. Made him look ultra nerdy. In fact, I'm gonna have to make a post. I'm gonna have to go see if I got a picture of that and tell him to go to zenny.com and get him a more fashionable pair. Or at least, you know, something costume-ish, or like goggles, or, you know, something funky. He looked like them nerdy ass glasses he got. But, you know, he's solid as usual. We like to call him, but to us, he's family, our big brother. For all y'all who may not know, on behalf of George Clinton, we like to thank y'all for putting up with us. Y'all been groovy. Yeah. And if you took any picture of George Clinton and Peep Funk, be sure to hashtag y'all Clinton, GeorgeClinton.com, and we'll follow you back. Any pictures? Hashtag George Clinton. You gotta say Clinton. GeorgeClinton.com. We'll follow you back. And Mr. Josie doing the solos. Solid as always. Always pulling shit out that ain't nobody never heard, not even me. Only him and George know them songs. Nobody else know them. And let me say this too. The R&B Skeletons in the Closet, it's nice, but it ain't. It was fun. Drop it. It's done. It's nothing but drums anyway. It's nothing but drums of Mr. Josie. It was fun the first 2 times, but I really noticed how weird it was, or should I say how, I don't want to say nothing. It was, it's like dun 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 dun, and the drum dun 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 dun. I mean, it's, you know, songs we used to play, things we used to do. Oh, you know, I get it. I was there, but no. And then between that and then Peep Funk, I think the crowd was done. I think Peep Funk might have came right after R&B Skeletons Closet, and the crowd was like, "Up, my feet hurt. My feet hurt, Harold. I'm ready to go." When they ain't gonna play my song. It's 9:30, and they ain't played Atomic Dog yet. I'll say when they did play Atomic Dog, people got up. You hear, you know. And then when they heard how it was played, I think they lost their enthusiasm. It was playing like a jam bandish way. You know, it didn't have that, you know, that thing at the record or whatever they was expecting. So, you know how all that goes. And I guess it's been a while since I have experienced this, you know, being a front row amongst people of common mind who understand what we're gonna get and look forward to it. It's been a few years, a lot of years in fact, where, you know, I've heard people, I was leaving and people saying, "Oh, it was terrible. It was, oh my God, it was rotten. I couldn't understand anything and it was just hollering." And it's been a long time since I heard that, but it was a casino crowd and I completely understood. Vegas the night before, casino. They made me stand up twice. I was sitting down in line. I was the first in line in the VIP line. I guess because I had Fast Pass, which they didn't even check. And they told me to stand up. And I was sitting at the, you know, I get in there and get my spot at the stage. I sit there with my back to the stage. The rest of my back is gonna be standing up for 2.5 hours. And I gotta hold that spot for an hour before the show even starts. And then they had a DJ. DJ was pretty good though. Vegas crowd was fun. Turn around, dancing, playing with the crowd. You know, letting folks look at me, letting folks vibe me, just having a good time talking to folks. Jill Alvarez, or whatever her name is, I gave her, I had an extra ticket, and you know, I ain't trying to sell it or do anything like that. So I just gave it to her because years ago she proved or showed that she was a true fan. You know, I was just impressed with, she was just talking about George Clinton or something one day, and the thing she said, that's the closest to God she'll ever get. And she said that before. The first time she said it kind of shocked me. She said, that's the closest to God I'll ever get. I was like, oh my God, okay. And then she repeated it again. I was like, yep, that was what you said. And she told the whole story about, you know, her with the funk and stuff. So I just gave her the ticket. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna transfer it to you. I don't even wanna, cause I bought an extra one. You know what, for that Vegas show, I bought an extra ticket without knowing it, and I bought an extra fast pass without knowing it. I probably talked about this already. So I just sold the fast pass to the lady that was standing next to me. I think I know I talked about this. And it was a good investment, because she was there for first in line. I was like, damn. And like people first in line asked them, I said, what you doing here? Why? You want to get here? You want to see this? What? You know, you here 2 hours before anything gonna happen. What? I understand why I am. You know, so it was good. We was getting it. She was dancing, doing her 90s style. She was like a little older. She's born, you know. Yeah. Whatever year she was born, I forget. I'm getting my people and ages mixed up. She was older, a lot older than she looked. So she danced like in that 90s kind of, you know, style. I was like, oh, okay. I see you've been out there before. You didn't learn that at home. It was good. You know, sometimes I have a good time. I had a good time. I really had a good time. But when I got home, woo, Sunday night, woo, doing 90, 80, 90 miles an hour. I was driving 80, 90, 100 miles an hour all day from Vegas to Pachanga, from Vegas to Temecula, and Temecula to LA. You know, ain't nobody on the freeway, so I'm doing it. Get home, of course I got to unpack. I don't think I got to sleep till 4 o'clock, and that kind of set the tone for the last 3 days. Kind of messed up my sleep cycle, staying up to like 4 a.m., sleeping till 1. Or whatever, sleeping until whatever time. Still waking up too early, even though I got blackout curtains, but not getting up. And it's kind of like laying around in the bed and just groggy and just, I went down that rabbit hole. Today was my first day really getting out. I'll shower today, brush my teeth. Well, I had to get out to go get Black & Milds. And yesterday I wanted pastrami. I wanted pastrami bad. So I went to Ralph's, had to go to Ralph's. Didn't wash, didn't do nothing. I think I threw on my nasty ass sweatpants and just went. Got what I had to get and got out of there. Stopped by the 7-Eleven, got my Black & Milds, came back in the house. Yeah, ain't no steps, I ain't got no steps. Like I said, the last 6 days, I walk. This will be my second time getting 10,000 steps in the last 6 days. I weighed, had an anomaly weigh. When I say anomaly, that means this weight is not really accurate. It's just like the extremes. One extreme was 199. Last night I was 209. Woke up this morning 207. Went back to bed, laid around, whatever. Got up, it was 205. So I've definitely put some on, but it'll come on. I'll get it off once I get my ass together. And it does feel good to get up. And today, you know, last night I said, all right, I can't stay up till 1 o'clock again. Come on. And I took a nap yesterday too. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be up till 4 again. Oh, Jesus. You know, I wanted to break the cycle, but I was able to go to sleep about 2 a.m. So I got up a little bit, woke up, laid in bed for a while, then went back to sleep, and eventually got up and out about 1. And actually I got up and I felt kind of energized. So, you know, I'm making the bed, I always make the bed, but I kind of made it right. You know, put socks away, cleaned up the area, you know, around where I sit. You know, put this away, put that away. Got all the dishes out of the sink. Even ran the Roomba. Now, to run the Roomba, I gotta do a few things, so I just can't, like, you know, even though I can cut it on from the app on my phone, there's a few things I gotta do around the house. Make sure we don't chew up no cords and get sick and all that. So, and I always say I'm a Roomba-proof my house, the place. You gotta do that. But I ain't worried about it. You know, I had to make sure some cords wasn't hanging, this or that, and push the chair back and get all the food. Oh my God, there was so much food in my recliner. Oh my God. And I got like a recliner cover, so it just catches it all. Like, go down in the recliner, so it just catches it all. And with the Roomba, I'm so lazy, I used to get the vacuum cleaner out and vacuum the chair. Now I just shake it all over the place, so I don't care. Then I'll move the chair and I'll sweep it all out to the middle of the floor, let the Roomba get it. In fact, I ran the Roomba twice. It finished when I walking. I started to run again. So I finally did that and wiped off the counters, put things, you know, just tidying up stuff that I had, you know, that was off my radar. It was on my radar, I just didn't do it today. So, you know, it's good to be out in hell. Well, that was probably a rat. Hell, it's 74 degrees out here today. Yesterday it was 60, okay? It was 60, it was a 20% chance of rain. So today is 74. It's a beautiful day. I'm out, it feels good to be out. If I had any sense, I'd eat salad tonight. But we'll see. I think I'm still celebrating. I think that I'm still celebrating. I'm just checking to make sure my caregiving duties were set. I'm trying to make today 7, 8, 9th, and 10. Yeah. So I feel good. I needed this time. And I probably needed to go down like I did, just to be me, myself, and to wallow in it, like I say. Just wallow in it. And wallow does have a kind of a negative connotation, because it gets to a point where it does feel heavy and negativity. Negative, you know, like negative, like it's too much. Like you're doing too much, man. Come on, man. Snap out of it. And sometimes when I go down there, I feel like I ain't gonna never come out. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm gonna get stuck there, or what's gonna happen? I start to get, you know, not paranoid, but apprehensive about stuff. And sometimes I think that's good. I think it's good for me to get that way, instead of walking around like I'm Superman and invincible all the damn time, especially after these Peep Funk shows. Oh my God. I mean, I'm Jeffrey Scott Mitchell, goddammit. Things happen on this one that, you know, pushed it to a whole different level. Just seeing people, Mrs. Clinton, just, oh my God. Slim Goody, Richard Lindsay. That whole thing, you know. Steve Pennell, Dante, just, everywhere I go, people gonna know me. You know, Gina Hall, oh my God. Ron Cat, I mean, I'm Jeffrey Scott Mitchell, goddammit. I'm Jeffrey Scott Mitchell. Anyway, so it's Wednesday. I'm feeling good. I'm back. Hopefully I'll stay back. Hopefully I'll build some momentum. I'm gonna need it for next week. Next week is a big week, starting May 12th. When I find out if my disability is gonna be extended. And when it is, I jump on a plane for DC, catch the DC show. The next morning, catch a flight to Cleveland. And the way I had it set up, I might look into changing it. The way I had it set up was I was gonna fly to Cleveland and work to save PTO. I was gonna fly to Cleveland, drive, get to my daughter's house and work that day. Save PTO. Now, I ain't gonna have to worry about it. So I might reevaluate the situation. Stay longer, stay a day longer. But then again, the 16th is the birthday party. I gotta be back. So, either way, it's gonna be something. So, but I feel good. I feel good. I feel goodish. I feel better. How about that? I feel better. No, I didn't feel bad before. I don't know how to put it. How do I put it? I feel, I mean, I'm Jeffery Scott Mitchell, goddammit, I'm always good, but, how do I rate it? You got Jeffery Scott Mitchell at 10, you got Jeffery Scott Mitchell at 0. Now, Jeffery Scott Mitchell is 0, it's probably still better, well, not 0. Let's go 5. No, 0 is flat. I like to think 0 is just even. I'm just not used to even being even, let's face it. I'm not used to being even. I'm used to being at 8. My normal operating vibration is usually somewhere around 8. So when I go down to 6 or 5, I feel like I'm depressed. And some people in life never get to 6 or 5 in their whole entire life. So it's hard for me to gauge, and I know that I am blessed or highly favored, or I know I got something. So I'm appreciative of it. So let's just leave it at that. Ah, you son of a bitch. Woo! Almost ran me over. The police almost ran me over. So you know how that go, and how we do this. Here's I gotta do this thing right here. Hold on. I gotta do this thing here. When I do this, I turn around. I turn around and step down and back down. You can't see, because that right there is blocked up. So to get down on the path, you gotta climb through that. Anyway, some shady characters. Just walked by some shady characters. I could tell they were shady. I could tell by the way he was looking up at me and worried about who I was, what I was doing. He was up to some shadiness. I said, dog, you giving yourself away. Anyhow, here's what it is. Okay, I'm running out of things. Didn't have nothing prepared, didn't have a line. So I just threw something out there. Walking the pathway. This is closed. That's what I probably meant to say, this is closed. So that's why I had to jump through the fence. They broke out a couple of these bars on the fence. Towards the end there, it's all blocked off. So, as you can see, like these here, somebody broke off the bars so that you can get down to the bike path. Because if you walk all the way down that way and you can't get, you gotta turn around and walk all the way back. I thought I was going to or either jump that fence right there, but somebody had broke out some bars. And that's what I just had to crawl through to get here. Anyway, do I have to say my name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell again? I don't think so. I don't think that I do. I think that you have a pretty good handle on the person who is delivering this monologue, this exchange, this stream of consciousness, unscripted. You know, I'd just be walking. I'd just be talking, unscripted. Where does all this come from? Hours and hours and hours. I just go. And not only do I just go, I think that I go good. I come up with some good stuff. I mean, I think I know when I don't, but I usually do. I usually figure something out that's, I think is, hey, relevant, witty, smart, you know, fun, or at least fun to talk about off the top of my head. You know, but a lot of times I have an idea. Okay, I'm gonna start talking about this. Okay, we're gonna go in that direction. Okay, and then branches off. Anyhow, whoo, swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom, in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. The totality of it all, theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffrey.